Show off. This one for my real good gal them. Yeah. Glow up. Show off.
Hi, soul family. What's up? Today we back with another video, and today we're gonna be talking about how to strengthen your intuition. Because I be touching on intuition all the time, but I haven't really touched on how to listen to your intuition or strengthen it, as a matter of fact. So we're gonna get into that today. So first off, what is intuition? Basically, your intuition is your subconscious mind making a decision that doesn't really register with your conscious mind. You know what I'm saying? And it makes that decision based on your self-awareness, your circumstances, and something that relates to the past self, through experience, to make a new experience. If you're not fully aware of which is your ego and which is your intuition, basically your ego is going to argue with your intuition. With your intuition. So say you have a decision to make between a person, a job, a contract, whatever life decision, or you're just going off intuition for fun, or whatever the case may be, right? Literally the first thought in the back of your head, I say the back of your head because that's your subconscious mind, the back of your head, that gut feeling. Basically, your subconscious is like that quiet thought in the back of your mind. As soon as you ask yourself a question, do I feel, this is the right decision for me? The first answer that comes up in your mind, literally the first, not the second, not the third, the first thing that comes up quietly in the back of your head is your intuition. And your intuition never steers you wrong, okay? And then you have the ego, which the ego is gonna go back and argue with your intuition, because your ego is bruised half of the time. Your ego wants you to repeat that old cycle, and oh, what the fuck was that? So sorry. Anyways, your ego wants you to repeat an old cycle. So it's gonna argue back with your intuition. Your intuition is most likely guiding you to a new experience. So it's gonna argue back with your intuition, like, no, I think we're safe over here. This is what we know. This is what we're gonna stick with. I don't think I want to go outside of that. You know what I'm saying? That's your ego saying that. So basically, you have to push yourself. I ain't gonna say force. You have to push yourself to listen to your intuition, because your intuition never, ever, ever, when I say ever, steers you wrong, because that's your subconscious is basically connected to your higher self. Your higher self knows better, so you have to listen to it. You know what I'm saying? The ego is bruised, so it don't want you to make the right decision. It wants you to make the more comfortable decision, but the more comfortable decision is only going to hold you back. Okay? So that's what the intuition is. Now, the first step is, how do you strengthen your intuition? Well, first, to strengthen your intuition, you can only hear the thoughts, because it's so quiet, right? And it's in the back of your head. You could only hear that intuitive thought if your mind is quiet. So, quiet down your mind. Not necessarily saying you have to do meditation, because it could be a situation where you don't have time to do meditation. You want to listen to your intuition on the spot. Take a breath in that moment, just make sure you're in a neutral emotion. Neutral. You're not really feeling overhyped about nothing, but you're not really down about nothing either. You're just in a neutral feeling. So, you take that breath, you feel neutral in your emotions, and only you know what is neutral for you, okay? That's why you have to be self-aware when it comes to listening to your intuition and know yourself better. But yeah, quiet down your mind, take that breath, and then ask yourself that question. Okay, do I feel like this is right for me? If your intuition says yes, follow that. But the trick thing is, as soon as you say yes, your ego's gonna step in and be like, no. Don't listen to your ego. Listen to that yes, okay? It might seem crazy. That's why most people don't listen to their intuition, because there's no evidence on whether, this is gonna go right or wrong. It's just your intuition just saying yes. Your ego think it has evidence whether it's gonna go right or wrong, because your ego is going off past experiences, and your past experiences, hasn't gone right for you. So of course you're going to listen to your ego to feel safe. But your intuition knows that there's a better experience for you out there. So listen to that, yes. The second thing is having that feeling. So basically, for me, when I listen to my intuition, it's a neutral feeling. It's not something hasty. It's not something impulsive either. It's just, that neutral feeling. Like I feel calm once I get that answer in the back of my head. The ego now, when I listen to my ego, I have that tighten, my body feels tightened, or like my heart starts to race sometimes. That's how I know my ego was stepping in, and it's like, okay, let me calm down. So once you get that feeling of calmness, that is your intuition. Once you get that feeling of hastiness and just, fear and just cramped up, that is most likely your ego. That's how I discern the two most of the time. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it takes practice. You ain't gonna get it perfect right away, but once you start listening to your intuition more, it strengthens, and eventually like the thought, your subconscious mind becomes louder in a sense. It becomes louder than the ego, which you want that to happen. Number 3, speaking of the ego, you want to let go of the bad thoughts that might argue back with your intuition. So like I said, if you have that decision to say yes and your ego argues back saying no, you have to let go of the negative emotions on what your ego is holding on to. You know what I'm saying? You can't really think clearly when you have negative emotions surrounding you, because negative emotions and negative thoughts cloud your intuition. So you're basically, if you don't clear out those negative thoughts, you're basically going to ignore your intuition and go off the ego, go off those negative emotions, and you don't want to do that. So another thing is too, like, always keep a positive mindset. Like, even if something goes wrong, in reality is actually going right for you, because everything that happens is happening for you, not to you. You know what I'm saying? Anything that happens, whatever is for you will not miss you. So trust that, always have a positive outcome. Alchemize those thoughts, you know what I'm saying? Not everything has to be a negative outcome. Positive stuff could happen for you. Another thing too is pay attention to like your surroundings. So going off your intuition is just one step, but how is your surroundings? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it a calm environment going on around you? Is it chaotic? Like, you know what I'm saying? Check your surroundings, check the energy that is filled with the situation. Like, if you are in a situation, right, and it feels chaotic, you don't really like your energy within that situation, follow your intuition to not go with that chaotic energy. Your intuition is not a chaotic thought. It's not going to lead you into chaos. It's going to lead you into peace. You know what I'm saying? But you cannot listen to your intuition in chaotic energy. So you have to, look out for your surroundings, and you might have to take yourself away from the equation to listen to your intuition and then come back to that situation, if anything. You know what I'm saying? That's what I usually do. Like, if I'm going through a situation, I kind of have to step out of the situation, look at it from like an outside perspective, listen to my intuition, and then be like, okay, I can come back in this situation with new energy and actually know what I'm doing. Another thing that helps too on a physical level is taking care of your gut health, because that saying, you have to listen to your gut. It is the second brain of your body. So if you have an unhealthy gut, you most likely experience anxiety all the time. When I started eating healthy, my intuition got stronger because I had less anxiety. When your gut is unstable, your mental is unstable. So you're most likely gonna have panic attacks, anxiety, all this type of stuff. So work on your gut health, eat healthy, eat your veggies, eat your fruits, exercise if you want to, do something active, and eventually once you have that stronger gut, it is easier for you to listen to your intuition, because you have less anxiety filling up in your gut, filling up in your brain. And the other step is having mindfulness. So basically staying in the present moment. You cannot listen to your intuition if you're holding on to the past, and at the same time you're worried about the future. Stick to the present moment. Stick to the mindfulness of that moment so you can know what to do in that moment. It's really not gonna work, because if you hold on to the past, your ego is most likely gonna step in and be like, hey, you shouldn't do this. You know what I'm saying? And if you're holding on to the future or worrying about the future, it causes this anxiety where it's like, oh my gosh, I wanna listen to my intuition, but at the end of the day, I don't know what's gonna go down, I don't know what's gonna happen. Let go of all of that. Just focus on the present moment. What are you feeling in the present moment? Feel calm in that present moment. Acknowledge the present moment. Have gratitude for that present moment. And once you do that, your intuition will just snap just like that, because you're mindful of the present moment. You're holding peace and gratitude in that present moment. And lastly, also, just pay attention to your dreams, or if you're spiritual and you have, I forgot what the senses are, but I'm gonna list it. And basically, if you are clairaudient, listen to what you're hearing out there. You know what I'm saying? Usually I listen to the music, so if I put my playlist on shuffle and there's a song that pops up and it confirms my intuition, then boom, I'm gonna go with that. If you have a feeling in your body that it is right, I usually go with the feels too. If you have a feeling in your body, go with that feeling. You know what I'm saying? Usually you trust your intuition, and then something happens, whether you're clairaudient or whatever the case may be, to confirm that for you. You know what I'm saying? I usually, listen to my intuition, and then usually my ear rings or something like that, and I'm like, oh shoot, okay, I'm on the right path. You know what I'm saying? So depend on those two to also listen to your intuition, and also paying attention to your dreams. If you have a decision to make or whatever, and you want to listen to your intuition, you could simply ask for confirmation in your dreams. Like whoever you believe in as your source, ask for confirmation in your dream. Or just really pay attention to your dream and see what the, underlying and the meaning behind your dream and what happened in your dream, to really cultivate and make your decision there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, all of those to strengthen your intuition. It takes practice. You're not gonna get it right away. You might F up and listen to your ego one time. That doesn't mean that you're in the default and you're getting traced backwards. It's okay. You're human. Life happens. You know what I'm saying? So just practice those steps, and eventually you will feel calm in that moment, and your intuition, your thoughts will just come to you. You get that quick little confirmation, and then boom, you could move forward. But always have gratitude, and the main key to it is just staying present, so you can actually hear what's going on in the back of your head. Anyways, hope you enjoy, and I'll see y'all later.